right, and we're live. Thank you, boys. Thanks for coming in.
Oh man,
Where's your tea?
I just took
tea's
mine
right here.
off.
We've been brewing our tea all this time. You're still working on yours, aren't you?
Mine's still hot. That hot.
I cannot drink this right now. It's way
Mine is
too-
pretty good. It's actually really good. Thanks for coming in, guys. It's kind of funny because this is our second official podcast, but the first one will never be released because the quality just didn't come through. But the interesting thing is, like, most of the party of the first podcast
Are here.
are here on the official first podcast. so that's not bad. So thanks for coming in. So we're just where are we at now? Do you know which lake are we at? Otter Slide Lake.
We're at a Slide Lake. We've done actually a really different trip when we think about it. So you and I started at Opiango Lake, which is the biggest lake of Algonquin Park. But Alain, where did you start?
On Canoe Lake.
That's like
Quite
gate
far.
6, and we started at something
Gate
like
1.
gate
2?
2 or something like that. So really, like, he
Oh,
started
you're right,
really west, and we started
East.
and we've met. That's awesome.
And Alain
That's crazy.
Alain would like to think that we met halfway, but
Yeah.
that's not the case, man. Dude, 28 kilometers. I was thinking about it. 28 kilometers in 9 hours. I think that's my biggest canoe trip day ever. I don't think I've ever done that much. when
I
I
was
look
glad
back.
to be with you.
Yeah, man, it's cool.
That's good.
No, I was tired. We deserve this chill out time, and then we're gonna be super fucking lucky because the stars are gonna be insane.
Absolutely.
Insane. So as part of the podcast, what I like to do is meet up. What I want to do, and hopefully I'll continue doing because you guys are the first guys. I want to meet with a bunch of different people that've done crazy adventures, fun adventures, and I want them to just kind of share me their adventure. I've heard tidbits of yours. I know you guys went up in the Northwest Territories. I've heard little kind of clips of you making a reference or of you making another reference, just like when the tree fell earlier. I never heard a tree fall in the wild or just out camping, and you guys heard the sound and you're like, you were super familiar with it because you had experienced it in that trip, right? So I've heard little bits, but I want to hear the whole thing because it's a very impressive trip. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think they don't come that often. And not a whole lot of people can say that they've done that. Like it's a rare trip. Canoe tripping is quote unquote fairly common, but to have the opportunity to go to the Northwest Territories and explore something like truly wild. Like this is tamed wild compared to Northwest. I would only assume. I've never been, obviously, but like
it was
almost
really wild.
almost untouched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? Everything from that trip was quite wild.
Yeah.
The basic fact that, like, Alain and I know each other for quite some time now, and the third guy that's not here right now, Mathieu, I know him for a really long time, but he's never met Alain. Like,
or
never.
Spoken
Or,
on the
like,
phone.
heard of, or, like, nothing.
Nothing.
And
You
that,
guys didn't know each other?
At all.
at all.
It's like when we met.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but we weren't bound to be together for 3 weeks straight in like
Yeah, I
the
know.
most
It was
remote
like 4
area
days. It was like
of
4
world.
days. Yeah.
But I knew it would work. So the real beginning of that trip is Alain and I were thinking like, oh, it's like it's on each other's bucket list to go up north and do and do a trip there. And I had a couples of friends that lived in the Northwest Territory that could like just lend us their 2 canoes right there, so we didn't have to rent that or bring our own on like
travel them.
a freaking 10,000 K trip when you
Yeah.
think about it. So that was like, okay, it has to happen now because those people aren't going to be there forever, you know.
Yeah.
And then we were looking at the prices of everything, like the gas, the hotels, the food, and
We were on a budget.
We were on a budget, and we were like, okay, we need a third guy to make this affordable.
Who would want to?
Exactly. Who's
Well,
crazy enough
Who's
to join
available?
us?
I got an invite
Okay.
I
Yeah.
got an invite, but
You did.
I just couldn't leave my family for 3 weeks,
Okay.
obviously. And burn all of my holidays for the year, right? Like.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I had to ask though.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So
I appreciated it.
So-
And Nat, sorry, not to interrupt you, but Nat was like, if you want to do it, you can do it. But
you're gonna owe me.
no, she didn't say any of that. She actually,
But you have to deal with.
Yeah.
then I'd be like, no, I had to take the mature decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's more
like
what it
she's
is.
giving you the opportunity to,
Yeah, but
to prove that you're smart. You're not a child anymore. You're gonna do this. You're gonna be a great father and a good husband, and you're gonna stay home.
And crush your dreams.
Hilarious.
So I
Okay.
knew that. Here we
It's
go.
time.
Now
Ooh.
here we go. That's good.
It's
Good,
very hot.
But it's really good, to be honest. We'll see what's in it later,
Nope.
I guess.
Not right now.
Mine's good.
Mine is really good.
Yeah, the mint makes your breath
Yeah.
really fresh. Yeah.
So I knew that Mathieu, which is actually one of my best friends, wanted to do a big trip for his birthday because he was turning 30 and he wanted to do a big trip. And I asked him what was his budget, and he told me something like
800.
800. And I was like, okay, where do you want to go? He says, always wanted to go to England. I was like, okay, well, I've done that trip, so I can tell you right away, don't get out of the airport once you get there, because this is your money. Like, your ticket was your money, like, and that's it. So, but I got a great trip for you, if you're willing to try it. That will fit your budget.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be up north and northwest territories. It's gonna be great. You're gonna see the Rockies. It's gonna be amazing. You know, are you willing to go on an adventures for your 30s? And he was like, "Yep, I'll do it. No problem." He didn't even think about it. I'll
Because he
do
was
it.
like,
Because you didn't know what it was.
Exactly. He never
A
did
few months
any
before the
kind of
trip.
camping in his life ever.
a few months. Like, not.
No.
He was later. I don't remember when, but like not very much.
No. Like it's insane. He
Enough
had no
time
clue.
that I didn't get to meet him before we left.
Basically,
That's
seriously.
Short notice, turn around.
So I was like, okay, Alain, I got a third guy.
I'm like,
It's gonna
perfect.
work. Trust me, it's gonna work.
What's
You
his
two
name?
are-
Mathieu.
Mathieu.
Okay. I'll add him on Facebook.
Here we go. So the night before we started the trip, I said, okay, let's go have a drink with Alain. So I can introduce you guys, and then like we'll talk gear. We'll do like a little breakdown of the gear and
Yeah.
see what's what, and actually pack the car so we can win some time right there. Cause my Mazda 3 was jam packed.
Yeah,
like,
no kidding, eh?
No roof
jam
rack,
packed.
no
roof-
nothing.
yeah,
Everything inside.
yeah, it will fit. Trust.
And he had a van? Why didn't you use his van?
The van was out of commission.
All right. Yeah, it's a long trip.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
needed a reliable car.
Exactly.
For sure.
So that's the
Yep.
beginning of that trip. Like, okay, I'll bring two guys that never
Never.
have met each other, and they're gonna be stuck with each other and me,
Yep.
24 hours a day for 18 days straight,
Yeah.
and it worked. Like, that's the best part. It worked.
Yeah.
So when Anna and I was planning a trip, I was like, okay, where do we sleep? Like, when we're gonna drive there, like, just there. We're gonna drive 51 hours in 4 days to get there. We're gonna cross the country, like one of the biggest country on earth. We're gonna cross it
In
from,
4 days.
from east to west in 4 days. Where do we stop to sleep? And his response was amazing. Whatever happens, bro. Let's not plan that. Let's just go with the flow.
Yeah, go until you can't.
Exactly. So where did we sleep the first night?
Lake Superior.
Exactly.
Beautiful view. So, PO was driving.
Yep.
And then I did, or somebody saw.
You
Like a
sorry,
view.
you made it from Ottawa to Lake Superior in one day? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Calvaire. Yeah, we drove about 15 to 16 hours a day.
wow, okay, that's a
So I
long
was
way.
driving.
The
we-
last
we-
day was the
Like
shortest.
you were,
Yeah.
how far were you in the Lake Superior? Like, you know, it goes around like a
You
curve.
know what? That
past
lake is,
Wawa
yeah.
before.
Were you
where
in the park,
11
in the provincial park of Lake
No.
Superior?
No.
Oh, not yet.
No, not yet.
or
We were
After,
not
I
Still,
don't know.
still.
Still.
Regardless.
We were like what? Like about 2-3 hours from Thunder Bay? No, not Thunder Bay. Yeah, Thunder Bay.
Sault Ste. Marie or
No,
No,
Thunder
Sault
Bay,
Ste.
Thunder
Marie
Bay.
is on the other side.
So anyway,
We had passed it.
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
driving.
yeah, past that,
I'm
yeah.
driving. Someone in the car noticed that, like, we're on the highway, and someone in the car notices like a trail, just like left from us. There's just a trail. Like clearly, car can get there. You don't need a jeep or whatever.
And we know that like we could see the lake.
So we were like, oh, let's go see where that magical trail will bring us.
Yeah.
So we go in the trail. There's no signs, no camping allowed, no
Drive
whatever,
around.
Like there's nothing. There's just a trail. Then there's a big clean area, another small trail. Then you gotta walk, and that small trails bring you in the bay of Lake Superior with like one of the most amazing views
Yeah.
I've seen. And I was like,
Yeah.
what is this place? Like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. So
And it's
we're-
a rocky shore, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
quite amazing.
Cliffs?
Yeah, we had to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
around because there was like a
Wow.
I
That's
don't know,
cool.
an access,
yeah.
and that's where I had my first swim.
Yeah.
The boys didn't want to go.
No, we didn't
It was
feel
a
the
little
need.
cold. It was
And
a little cold.
It
would've
was
been cold.
crazy
Little
cold.
cold. So I took a short swim.
And
And
the
then-
funny thing that evening is that, okay, we're doing a little setup. We have a bug shelter. We put on the bug shelter, make supper, have good chat.
There's still time in your day. You drove
Yeah.
20 hours.
Yeah,
But we left early.
Yeah, we left early.
Oh,
We
yeah.
left at like 6 a.m.
Okay.
from Ottawa.
I was like,
So-
what, you don't just go to sleep?
So no, we're like putting bug shelter, having supper.
And like we didn't stop. Oh, we did. We had breakfast.
Yeah, we had
In our
breakfast
prayer.
in our prayer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a van that shows up.
Yeah. We're like.
I don't know, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., somewhere around that. There's a van that shows up, and we're like, ah, damn.
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to be here. It's probably private. Like,
Yeah.
ah, damn it. And there's two girls coming out of the van. They're like 19, and they're just like, we're from I don't know where, like
don't remember.
not that province. We've
Yeah.
been told there's an amazing view of the lake somewhere near. Like, could you help us? We're like, just
Over there.
go down the trail, and if you want to have some wine, you may join us. They didn't join us, and I don't blame them. Like, we're
Three guys.
three guys ran like
And there was like
weird
Loud
French
music,
yeah, loud
Uh,
music, and
They
like,
had good parents.
yeah,
They
exactly,
knew better.
exactly. But so that was our first evening, really, because during that night it rained like crazy,
and
Wow.
and my tent,
we didn't set up our tents
properly.
Like we didn't peg them in.
Mm.
So we just put the tarp over it. So we woke up wet.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
like-
First night.
like
That's uncomfortable.
drenched. So like 4:30 or 5 a.m. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
like pack up, let's go. So that's what we do, and like,
Oh, and I woke up. I played music that
you
morning.
did.
What, you sang or
No,
you put it on?
no. I put music.
Footloose?
I can't remember the title of the song, to be honest. But it was funny. I remember it was quite funny. Like the
No.
Enough?
No.
Anyway, oh no, we start. I say, Alain, okay, our next stop, like, is gonna be in Winnipeg. Find an hotel or a motel or whatever. Like, we need to dry our stuff. Like, it's day
Because
one and
we
we're
can't
already
Yeah.
dry.
drape something over a seat. Like there's no,
No, yeah.
draping in this.
No, there's no
no
room.
room.
I mean,
No
I've seen
room.
that car. There's
Yeah.
just not that much that goes in there. What did you guys pack, anyways? Like, how, in terms of size of luggage, like you had a
2 barrel,
what
like
size?
160 liters, 130,
Okay.
and one, 2 huge like slug. You had yours, I had mine. So like
That's
we
right.
do dry bags.
Like the one that you have right now.
Yeah.
It's close. Yeah.
Close
Okay.
enough.
Yeah.
And Mathieu had his backpack, which is exactly mine, but it's 75 liters instead of an 85.
And then
And then there's
we
three
had
guys
stuff
in
for
car.
and we had stuff for the road. So we had
Yeah.
a bit of clothes
Yeah.
for the road. We had a
You
small
could fit
cooler.
all your gear for 14 days on the river in there.
buddy.
3, 4.
Yeah.
The pagaie.
Yeah. For
4 paddles alone.
paddles.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's.
But honestly, think about
was
it.
there any portage?
Like all the
No.
food, no, there was no portage. There was 2 canoe.
Yeah.
waiting
okay,
for us.
so
So
once-
we're just
okay.
like, okay, space on the canoe is not going to be that much of an issue.
Yeah.
Weight is not going to be an issue because there's no portage.
Yeah.
So whatever can fit, let's bring it. Like
And I mean, like, how many days were you guys planning to be on the river, anyways?
12.
12 days. So
Yeah.
yes, if you break a paddle,
Yeah.
You need
it's
a
a
paddle.
long way
there's-
back. So
yeah.
And
how many
there's
do you
no
bring more?
one. I'm
There's
telling
no
you, there's
one.
no one that's gonna come
One.
save you.
Yeah. No.
So wait, so how many paddles did you break?
None.
None.
Oh well, okay.
0.
So
None.
goes to show.
Zero.
So, so yeah. So
and we had a cooler.
yeah, we did
I
have
had
a
a- we
cooler
had
with a bit
a-
of food in it. Yeah. So
for
we're
the road. For
gonna have like our dinner on the road, whatever, like cold cuts and stuff
Okay,
like
yeah.
that.
So like, who's sitting at the back is not having a fun time.
Well, Mathieu does not have his license.
and he doesn't have not having a fun time. He had to have fun.
Yeah, it was his job. We actually gave him a job. It's like, okay, but you cannot drive. You don't have your license. So Alain and I are gonna drive all of this.
And you have no idea what camping is.
Exactly. Like
So we're gonna be carrying you. a
we're
little bit.
exactly like we're gonna do pretty much everything. You're gonna tag along and have a good time. Like I'm ordering you to have a good time. And I told him
That was his job.
You're gonna be like the moral officer. You
Yeah.
gotta make sure we're happy. You cannot complain ever,
Yeah.
like ever.
Yeah.
And when you feel like the morale's going a little down, or like
Do something.
do something to bring it up. Like that's your job.
And
And like an hour in,
yeah.
we're not even on prior, and he starts that crazy song, like, and it was so loud. He was like, ba 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 ba.
Yeah, it was like a horn.
It was like a military.
Like
And
it
then
was.
he just started some kind of lyrics to like make us laugh. And like we sang that thing for like
Yeah.
That's so
freaking
funny.
18 days. It's really
Did you
funny.
make a T-shirt out of it?
Oh, we should have. We could have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he really took it like
Oh, yeah.
seriously. Really
It
seriously.
was quiet in the car for a little too long.
He would say it would do something. Even though it's just like sometimes okay, like we're in the car for 15 hours. Like I'll give you an example from Winnipeg to Edmonton.
Yeah.
But we'll come back to Winnipeg cuz that story is good.
Yes.
So like from Winnipeg to Edmonton, we left. No, it's actually it's from Lake Superior to Winnipeg because
Yeah.
we started really early. And it was rainy. It was not nice.
I drove.
Yeah,
I drove.
So-
So
so
it was raining.
I put my iPad so the guys could watch movies. So we put like Lord of the Ring extended edition.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Those
there's time.
movies, they're like 4 hours
Yeah.
each.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. So
It was
after,
a backdrop. It was
yeah.
like
So
a,
after the third one, I was like, "Great guys, there's only 4 hours left."
You watch all 4 in the same day?
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
yeah.
pulled it. Wow.
You drive 15, 16 hours.
Did you do
gotta
like the
kidding
Star
yourself.
Wars series, like 1 to
No,
whatever?
I
Just
didn't.
that.
I didn't got that.
You
Oh
let
my
the
We
God.
dark
watched a
side
few
win.
movies.
Yes.
A few movies.
Oh, we brought a few movies.
The Mars.
The Martian.
The
Yes.
Martian.
Dude, that book,
Awesome, eh?
like it. Everybody always says like, oh, that the book is always better than the movie, but like
The
Dude.
movie's great, bro.
the movie is phenomenal. But the way I tell people to kind of check it out is
Yeah.
go watch the movie, then read the book.
And then-
Because of all the scientific,
visual
all the
and the-
scientific things and the way they kind of describe Mars and how and everything, like it just gives you such a good visual, and like the actors are phenomenal as
Yeah.
well. Or the main actor, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt Damon's
Matt
the main
Damon.
actor,
He
yeah.
barely speaks in this movie, and it's like
It's awesome.
it's
Yeah.
it's next
That's
level.
why
You
it's
you
awesome,
can
because he barely speaks.
you can feel all of his emotions.
Emotions.
It's
Yeah,
very
no,
interesting.
it's
So
it's
when you
phenomenal.
take that and then you read it, and then because the book goes so deep in science,
Okay.
like all the scientific
Mm.
details, how and why he's able to make water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
like all of that's breaking down. And the author who did that, I was listening to a documentary. We're going way off topic, but it's fascinating. There's a Star Talk documentary, which is Neil deGrasse Tyson's.
Mm-hmm.
No, not documentary, podcast. Sorry, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson's podcast, and he brought the author.
Oh, cool.
What's his name? I can't remember. Anyways, he was a programmer. He was part of the team that did Warcraft 2.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
and then he wanted to write, so he started writing. And when he wrote that book, big thing. He said, if ever Neil deGrasse Tyson was to read it, I want my science to be accurate and plausible, right?
Okay, yeah.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson got him on his show, and it's like 98% accurate.
Nice.
The one thing he said that was not accurate
is wind.
Is when there's a threat of their returning ship to tilt over. The wind, because there's no gravity. And or is it? I think it's because of the atmosphere
is so thin.
Because there's no atmosphere.
It doesn't create as much pressure.
You would never do that. But then the author said, it's Andy Weir, his name. The author said, he said, I knew that though, but I needed a villain.
Okay.
I needed something to happen so that Matt Damon would be stuck along, or whatever the name of the character. So, but super cool podcast.
Indeed.
Yeah. Anyways.
So,
The Martian.
Martian. So we got a bunch of movie for the trip and whatever. So
we watched a few.
We watched a few
between Lake Superior and Winnipeg.
So we got to Winnipeg at like, I don't know, 10:45 p.m. at the main entrance of the hotel. Super cheap one, but like awesome. That's what we wanted. $86, a room with 2 queen bed. Perfect. That's all we need. We're gonna dry our stuff, but we're hungry. Like big time. And at the reception, we're kind of disturbing them. Like they're not happy to see customers.
Yeah, they're like
you guys are like shitting on my happy time right now. Like that's pretty much how I felt.
You guys want a room?
Like really?
Well, I had already made the reservation, but you guys have a room? Yeah.
They didn't want to work.
Yeah.
They didn't want to have to clean it
Just
for you being
3?
in there for 5 hours. That's why, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're
and
like,
then they say like just you 3? And we're like, yeah, just us. Like who
else? Like,
yeah, we have the parade coming in.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So they're like, okay, here's your keys, and we go bring our stuff in the room, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna have a bite. We need to eat.
Yeah.
Big time, and there's a restaurant/bar
in the place.
So let's just go there. So we all walk. We're like a little, like big time tired, noticing everything clearly. Like there's a stage, there's a pole, whatever. Like we're gonna set. Waitress doesn't come for like 20 minutes. When she shows up, she's like, "Are you guys okay?" Well, heck no. I've been waiting 20 minutes for your pretty face to show up because like I want food right now. You know. And she's like, "Okay, guys, if you take a pint, the wings are like $1.50."
Or half price,
or
like whatever, $2.50 or something.
Super cheap.
Yeah,
we're like, okay, perfect. So 3 pints, 3 pounds of wings for each man. Like, go. Like, don't waste my time. Go.
3 pounds per guy.
So like she takes order and she leaves, and by that time it's about 11, and then there's music starting. Like bump chicka wah, and we're like, what's going on here? And we turn ahead and like. There is a pole on the stage. So of course there had to be a stripper.
Yeah. On
a Wednesday night.
At
the hotel. We're like, what's going on here? And Mathieu is so not doing good with the concept of stripping. Like no, like he's totally
ride.
against the project, you know? And he's like,
I can't look.
are full of wing sauce.
Yeah.
This is happening. Like there's a lady naked in front of me, and there's mirrors everywhere. Like there's no way I can like.
Yeah.
You know, so
the
we're
cook
just
definitely didn't
and
wash
like
her hands.
Al and I are just like laughing at his reaction because it's just too good to be true.
Yeah.
You know? And then the waitress come in, and we're like, it's Wednesday night. Could you tell us what's going on here? Like what? And she tells us, so every Wednesday night and Saturday night, like this is happening. You know, that's what we do here. And we're like, we're from Ottawa. We're going to the Northwest Territory. We're just having like
wings.
a quick nap.
We wanted wings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? And then she became really nice to us because she got that we weren't like local pervs.
Yeah.
So she became really, really nice to us. So, but that was the way Winnipeg treated us, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but the gas was really cheap. I gotta say.
Gas was cheap.
It's a little
Gas was
cheaper
cheap.
at West.
So from there,
Everything was
next
dry.
stop is Edmonton. Drive crazy. I remember like I was driving for like 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
And then Al was just like, "Can I take the wheel?"
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
The end of or
He's stuck like this.
No.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
But I'm like, I look at him.
Anyways.
He's like, I'm like, shaking. Like, what? Am I like dangerous right now? Like, am I like? Did I do something? Am I like falling asleep and did not notice? It's like, no, I'd just like to say that I drove into Providence. So obviously, the other thing that's really funny with that is every time I was driving, sunshine, no clouds, blue skies. Just second, I would give the wheel to Al.
Rain.
Boom, rain.
Or like thunder showers, or like a windstorm, or every
kind of weather you don't want to be driving in, Al got.
Meanwhile, you're next door and you're like passed out, and he's like, he can't really be mad at you because you've been driving for 12 hours because he was too lazy to do anything.
No. But it's just not. No, but the road, the highway in Alberta is insane. I mean, you can drive 120. Like the limit is already 110.
Yeah.
So
Saskatchewan,
and it's so flat.
Manitoba.
We were playing games like, and how many minutes are we gonna meet the big
next car,
the next car,
truck,
the next
it's
huge truck, and you're like,
it's surprising how flat it is.
Exactly. Seriously,
it really is.
Like every province, I've done the country. Every province is so different.
Toronto is and not Toronto. Ontario is a little boring to me when I cross it because it's the same of what I already know.
You know what? In French, it's Ontario.
Yeah.
It's L'Ontario.
like it's long. Yeah.
It's long. It takes 2 days.
It does take 2
It takes 2 days to do Ontario, and every other province is only a day.
Yeah, and it's just. But imagine if they were the Prairies. If it was the Prairies, like it wouldn't be perhaps as bad because
no, of course,
it's not something you see all the time, right? We're used to that scenery.
Yeah. So continuing our trips,
we're going to
Edmonton.
Around Edmonton. Like we're like
So I'm like, where are we sleeping tonight? Al's like, I don't know. Like, do we know someone in Edmonton? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Like, I did my high school in Vancouver, so I'm like, maybe I got someone over there. I can't remember. So I just asked.
Vancouver.
I just asked Facebook, do I know someone that wants to have like
three guys
over for a night in Edmonton? And someone responded quite quickly. So when I was in grade 12, one of my good friends in Vancouver was in grade 11. His sister was in grade 8 when I graduated. So I basically like don't know this girl. She was freaking like 13 years old last time I saw her.
Yeah.
You know? And then she responds, "Yeah, I live in Edmonton. You guys can come to my place anytime.
Oh, wow.
We'll catch up." I'm like, hey ho, whatever, let's
or
go.
we'll get to know each other.
Exactly.
Period.
So she's like, oh, we're like, okay, we're gonna be there around midnight. She's like, okay, perf. So we show up, have a good time. Like, oh, okay, like let's catch up. Like, I mean, I haven't seen you in 15 years. Like, what's up? You know? And she's like, okay, you guys gonna have a beer? Like, you know, and you just drove like, we're like, okay, just like a beer.
Okay, a beer.
Like it's midnight. We're leaving tomorrow at 6 a.m. Because we gotta be like okay, one beer. We're gonna catch up. I'm not gonna be an ass, you know, like 2 beers, 3 beers, 4 beers, 5 beers, 1 bottle of wine, 2 bottles of wine. It's 2 a.m. and she's like, "Does one of you guys know how to play guitar?" And all of us knows how to play. Like, we know how to play guitar, so we're like, Yes, bring the guitar. We'll play music and sing.
Where does this energy come from?
I don't know. 3rd bottle of wine, 4th bottle of wine. We went to bed at 6 a.m.
The sun's coming up, and our plan was to leave at 6.
Exactly. We were like,
and it's 6, and we're like, oh,
this is not gonna happen.
Maybe we should go to bed.
Oh man.
So we go to bed.
That's wild.
Get up at like noon. Go have breakfast with her in a nice place. It was actually a nice little restaurant. It was quite fun. And I was like, oh my God, this was
She has 2 washrooms with 2 showers, so nice warm shower. Like,
that's another thing. Like, it's the first shower.
We didn't take any at the hotel.
The shower at the hotel was not nice. Like, I was kind of scared of it. So, like it was really, really good. So, Edmonton treated us very well. Very, very well.
But you were 6 hours behind now.
Yeah. So I was thinking we're gonna get to our final destination, which was Fort Laird.
That's in the Northwest Territories.
That's in the Northwest Territories. So I was like, okay, we're gonna be there around noon-ish, maybe like 3-4 o'clock, whatever. Like, At that point, like, whatever.
It's hard to tell 4 days from now, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we're like, whatever, and then we're gonna have time to regroup, repack, rest properly, and the next morning we're leaving. So we got there at midnight.
Rest properly.
Yeah.
As if you can recuperate from being like freaking
no, man,
in the
can
car
you recuperate
for 5
from
days?
that hangover and then you gotta go drive them, like, you know.
Spinning, like going to bed,
so
room spinning.
So we got there at like midnight. Shocker, the sun is not setting. Like it's
not
go
dark.
to bed. Like
not
the
dark.
sun is there.
Oh.
They're outside.
Okay, because from there you made it all the way up there.
Yeah.
That was your last day.
Exactly,
Okay,
that was our last day. So we were in the Northwest Territories. We were at Fort Laird, which was our starting point. At my friend's place, midnight. The
Full
sun
blown.
is freaking shining, and like.
Is it that? Is it like?
it's
is
like
it like noon?
Shining.
No, but is
not
it like noon here?
No.
Is it like
no,
9
no.
o'clock tonight?
Like 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
So there's like.
Okay, so it's low on the horizon.
But you can see the sun bouncing.
Yeah.
Like it will go almost out and no, it's back up, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you got maybe like 2 hours of
Yeah. Like the sun disappears, but you could still see
the glow.
the glow of the sun.
Wow.
And then it comes back up.
And that's interesting. And at noon, like midday, is it full blown over
yeah,
you?
it's full blown over you.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does have the same trajectory.
Yeah,
like it's not always on the horizon.
No,
way
no.
longer. Like
Yeah.
days doesn't end.
Like
So-
it goes. Yeah, it almost goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So we got at my buddy's place midnight. Okay, we're gonna go to bed. There's no like fancy how you doing, blah blah. Like no, we need to go sleep. So we sleep. The next morning he's like, okay, we're gonna go test the canoes, make sure that like there's no water coming in, like stuff like. I'm like, great, now we're doing that.
Yeah.
We just drove 4 days, 51 hours. You can do that before we
Test
started.
the canoes. Like, what if they don't work? Like, that was like the.
That was an issue right
Yeah.
now. I was like, really? Like, come on.
And we'll go get the other one. It's
you
my
looked
neighbor.
at you. What if they don't
You know,
work? Did he have Plan B if it didn't work?
I don't know, but it worked, so we didn't need to know if there was a plan B. So both canoe works.
Did he not believe you guys when you said we're coming out?
I don't know.
Like,
You guys are here?
No. They were, because the funny thing is, that guy, we were supposed to do his bachelor party during that trip, and he retracted. He had too much work. He couldn't do it. But his wife to be at the time did her bachelorette in Yellowknife, which was, I don't know, like 9-12 hour. No, not from Fort Laird. It's maybe like a day from Fort Laird.
wow.
And my girlfriend.
It's that much more north?
It's just because there's no real highway. You're always on dirt roads. So even though it's only like, I don't know, 300-400 kilometers, you drive like 40, 50.
Oh, I see.
You don't drive like on a highway. Like there's no highway.
And are those official roads?
Yes, they are.
They're the highways.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just what it is.
Exactly. So my girlfriend was in Yellowknife for the bachelorette.
Did you fly in?
She flied it.
Yeah.
But we were driving. So anyway, canoes are working well. No problem. Let's pack the boat and go. Let's get on the river. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
I've got the entire map of the river on my phone.
Yeah.
I downloaded the map, choose spots we could sleep, like option A, option B, option C for day 1, and so forth until day 12, you know?
Okay.
So 2 hours on the river, I'm like, we already passed my option A.
Yeah.
We're going great time, guys. Like,
Yeah.
that was option A, like, after an entire day of canoeing.
Yeah.
And it's only 2 hours on land. I mean, like, insane. So we're like, awesome. But after 20 minutes, I must say, we had a little surprise after 20 minutes on the river.
Yeah. Like a shoal, like a sand shoal, whatever. And there's bison.
Like 20, 40 of them.
Yeah. Just there.
I'm like,
Just like
what the heck's going on?
In the middle of the river?
in the middle of the river.
On the line,
so we could have
on a
went
little
either-
island
Yeah.
of sand. I'm just like, what are they doing here?
They're just sunbathing, man.
We had
What the
seen
fuck's going
one.
on?
It's the only time of the year they
Yeah.
get to see the sun. They're taking care of it.
I'm like, okay, I knew they would be. There's gonna be
Like,
bears.
we saw
there's gonna be
one
wolf.
on the highway the day before.
Yes,
But
You're right, but I mean, I didn't expect them to be like
Wow.
on the river, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
we got
so many.
So we're like, oh my god, that's insane! Like, let's take a picture. Let's take
Yeah.
a movie. Matthew's just like, hey, bison! I'm like, shut the hell up, man. Like, if they decide to charge, they're bigger than us, you know.
Yeah.
And they're 40.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and the water is quite shallow, so like, it's not gonna be complicated for them.
yeah.
So like, that's option A. Insane. The bison's 20 minutes. Like, the Rockies a little far from us still,
But you
but
can
we
still
can see.
Yeah.
We're gonna get close and
Yeah.
closer and
Yeah.
closer, and that's gonna be good. So after, I don't know, like after day of canoeing, like 6 hours,
Yeah.
we're tired. Like, we're crazy tired.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, let's shoot a quick one today. 6 hours is a good start
Because you didn't sleep for the
because
last
we didn't
2 days.
sleep
Yeah.
for the last 2 days. And let's go like in the forest, in the bush, find a spot and set up. So we do find, like, we had to freaking rock climb,
Yeah.
Oh,
like straight up put a rope.
But like a dune,
because-
because it's all sandy.
Yeah, so it's about
Like sandy
I don't know,
sides.
6 foot high,
Yeah.
but we got all the gear and the
Yeah.
canoes and like, which, okay, put a cord on, a rope on, and like let's
cool.
Tie it.
tie it and let's like lift the stuff and, like, you know, climb and find a spot. And then we discover the mosquitoes, the black flies,
You didn't see them before? Like, you didn't. they
Well,
the
were-
horse flies. The
yeah.
mosquitoes are geared to bite like
Bison.
bisons. This is thick skin. I mean, like,
And
big
they only
time.
live like a month, week a
Exactly.
year, right?
Yeah.
Or a month a
They're
year. So they-
thirsty. We're
Open
easy
season.
targets, and there is so many of them.
Yeah, it's thick.
Like, it's incredible. There's clouds of them, like, just around us. Matches, like, they're gonna learn French and target
Yeah.
us. Like, this is gonna happen. So we're like, okay. French. They're so huge. Like, what is this? Like,
That's funny.
honestly. So we do the setup, put the bug shelter up so we can actually
Eat,
have a good time.
whatever.
I mean, it's insane.
And what, spend like 18 hours just killing all of them
Exactly,
inside?
Yeah.
exactly. So we put the bug shelter on. Alain puts his Mac on. I have a tent side, which is like a tent. That's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hammock. It's suspended, but it's a tent. All our setup is up. Look at my phone. 10% left. Let's charge the phone because, you know, it's the map, it's the camera, it's everything. It's the music. It's
Yeah.
like, you know.
'Cause
Where's
we
the
ate
battery
them.
pack, guys? What do you mean, where's the battery pack? You put the iPad, the battery packs,
Yeah.
plural battery packs.
I remember you telling me that.
and-
Wires.
Like, you brought them in a
remember
dry
that time?
bag.
Remember that time I asked you, "Oh, can I see pictures?" You told me that.
So I thought it was a great idea when we did our, like, shake up of the gear
That morning.
that morning to bring that bag and just leave it in the trunk.
Because he's like, oh, we don't need the iPad.
And I just
Yeah,
put
we
the
don't need the
iPad. We
iPad.
don't need the iPad, so I just put the iPad in the dry bag with all of the equipment, like electronic pieces and the battery packs and all, and I put it in my car. But we're not leaving with my car. We're leaving in the pickup truck that has 2 canoes.
Oh man.
So we're like, okay, no
Working
battery pack.
canoes.
So we basically
Scrambling.
exactly we're
Scrambling.
We're like,
looking around like, okay, when's the last time that you saw it? Nah, nah, nah. And then we're like, well, we don't have it. Like, we can't find it. So
so we don't have a map anymore.
let's
guys.
just shut up.
Period.
So
period. Like
yeah.
everyone shut up.
No, but
everyone
first,
shut up.
First, everybody's realizing
Amazing.
this.
Like,
that
what's
we don't
going
have
on
maps,
for real? Like, what's the
We don't
deep
have
Yeah.
phones. We don't have nothing.
No InReach Mini or Garmin or
No-
Spots.
Nothing.
And okay, you gotta understand, we are
Can you go
4
back?
kilometers. No, because the river current is about 10
Yeah.
Oh,
Ten-
the
no
river
going back.
runs down.
10
Okay.
kph. There's no going back. So we're like, okay, we know that 400 kilometers around there
Yeah.
is no human life.
Okay.
We are in the deep north, in the wild.
Wait, there was no municipalities where you dropped in? Like, what was it?
There's Fort Laird,
Where we started.
where we started, and then our final point is Fort Simpson.
There's
That distance is 400k on the river.
And there's nothing in between.
And there's
So you
nothing
had
in
to go
between,
through Fort Simpson before you made it to Fort.
We had to go through Fort Laird. That's the starting point, and then you go up to
Fort
Fort Simpson.
And then you come back down.
No,
drove-
then there's a car waiting for us.
Yeah.
I'll tell more about that later.
Wait, you're going up? You're not going downriver?
That you're going upriver
Because
the
everything's
Laird
going
River
to the
goes
Arctic.
into the Mackenzie, which is the biggest river
in Canada.
in Canada, and the Mackenzie goes up into the Arctic Ocean. So we're basically
Wait, okay, I never knew. Okay, so it goes up like
it
that.
goes up like
Yeah.
that, and Fort Simpson, which is our final
You would think,
destination,
though, it's-
from there, 3 days of canoe, you are in the Antarctic. Like,
It's because is that not? Freak, there's not a lot of river that goes north. Most of them will come south.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends.
it's the water from the Rockies,
Yeah.
and then it goes.
It depends where the Arctic shed is. Like,
Yeah.
if you go
What's
a little.
the lowest point? That's
Yeah,
ultimately what it
exactly.
is,
And
but
where
like-
the highest is. It's like
Yeah.
even in Ontario, not all the water goes
No, but you
to the
yeah.
large lakes. They go. Some of them go to
Yeah, I guess so. But
Hudson Bay.
So,
Yeah.
basically,
It's the same.
yeah, fair
Same
enough. Yeah, yeah.
concept.
so basically, we just said, okay, let's go have a nap.
Yeah,
Let's just go have a
that
nap.
that was
Nobody talks.
when we
Nobody talks, let's
realized
go have a nap.
that we didn't have power cables, battery banks.
How did you feel?
I was like,
Because you're a fairly experienced outdoors man.
yes.
You have some experience. That was
but-
your.
Reading this map of our, like, I left this to Pierre-Antoine.
So you.
So, you know, I'm a little nervous, but there's only one river,
And there's only one way.
and there's only one, like,
And you've already passed.
no.
So all we know
We
is
haven't
the
passed
amount
the
of
halfway mark.
no,
No,
not
you are.
near, no.
You've already passed your point A, B, C of the day.
We went to point
Yeah.
C basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, so we
In
knew.
6
So
hours.
so
Yeah.
honestly, after
Yeah.
after the nap, we had supper and we talked, and we're like, okay, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Here's what's going on. We don't have any more the map and the cell phone. Aldo has his cell phone with 50%, so he shut off his phone right away.
Yeah. Right at the time.
Exactly. So we know that we did this amount of
In one day.
of kilometers in one day.
Because Pierre-Antoine tracked the first day.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
with
you had
Ranger.
some data.
Exactly.
So we had that data, and we knew how long the river was. We knew we were doing 400K,
Yeah.
and we did that amount in one day. So let's just keep doing that amount of hours of
Yeah.
paddling. and-
Current should stay the same.
Exactly. Remember
Rapids?
what you just said. Current should be the same.
No portage, no rapids.
No
No.
portage,
Oh.
so no rapids.
Planned.
And you know what? That was all
Plan and research.
planned, and even the locals told us, because the first that day, that morning, or at noon, or I don't know how long we.
Yeah.
Anyways, what time we left. We get to the river. We're putting our stuff in, and then this pickup truck with this boat
Just
in the
showed
back,
up.
and then there's a 4-wheeler in the back of the pickup truck. Anyways, drop the
loading
boat.
the- they're
Drop
loading-
the
yeah.
boat in the river. That's cool. And they put like 2x10s or 2x12s from the side of the river
Yeah.
on the side of the boat. It's like, it's bigger than like an aluminum, 12-foot boat,
Yeah.
but it's not
It's not that.
that much bigger. And then they just drive the 4-wheeler. Like, the boat's like this, and the 4-wheeler just drives like this, and it's like
It's
it's
overlapping.
overlapping, but they have it like on the 2x12s or 2x10s, whatever, and this river has current. Like, I mean, when it curves, like
You have to be so like, and the
And-
motor's at the front, or is it underneath? I guess it's underneath, so you have to be pretty balanced.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they do this in less time than it takes us to pack our boat. So
Like,
it
it's
hasn't
not
been
their
the
first
first
barbecue.
Oh, okay,
Like,
yeah.
not their first
Yeah.
barbecue doing that.
And the thing is the boat where it's at, because it drops off very quick. Where the boat is, the motor's running. Like, it needs to stay
to fight the current.
to fight the current.
Okay, they're
They're
skilled.
not parked. They're not
They're
parked.
extremely
Like,
skilled at what they're doing. Okay.
like
so
it
we're
was-
just like, what is this place? Like, what the heck?
So we find it very,
We asked them what
exactly.
give
Very
us intel
intelligent.
about
Yeah.
this river. Is there white waters? Is there rapids? Like, no, there's none of that. Their current is there. It's about between 6 and 10
Yeah.
kilometers, but it's like a mirror that moves. It's so
Yeah.
cool, and we're
Yeah.
like, awesome! It's like
Yeah.
the best place ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be that but then, so anyway, we'll come back to that. So after we decide, okay, we're just gonna do that. Keep to doing like the same amount of hours we did today, or from that we know that if we add 1 or 2 or 3, we should have done a little bit like that in many amounts of.
But now you have to start counting for real.
Now we gotta keep pace. And
you have
count.
to start counting for real.
Oh yes.
So the next morning we woke up. Well, Al and I woke up. Matthew actually never slept because of the mosquitoes just buzzing around the tent.
They weren't on him. It was just the
buzzing.
Noise.
Yeah. Is it that loud?
The noise.
There's so many of them. It's insane. Like one will drive you mad.
When it's that close to you, though.
Yeah, but there's like 10,000 of them.
And you're sleeping, and then the
Yeah,
you got your bug net. That's
bug net
just
is just,
over.
It's not. Yeah, I've never slept in a hammock, so I don't know. But yeah, it's that close.
Yeah,
right?
it's close.
So I wake up, but I'm in the tensile, so the floor is suspended, right? So it's just like because of my weight, it just lowers a little bit, and I can't see right away. And I see Matthew in his personal full bug shelter, like bug net, in the bug shelter on the only chair because I brought one. And he's just like this, you know. He can do it.
He's a day in.
Exactly. Day 1 of wild camping, sir. He's just like this, and I laughed like so hard seeing this. I'm like, okay. So Al and I talk. We're like, okay, we cannot.
This doesn't work.
He's not gonna survive.
Yeah.
Like we don't mind. We put like our mask on and like whatever plugs our ears, and we don't care. But he's not gonna survive this. Like we gotta find a solution. The solution is simple. We've seen like, I don't know, 10 islands of sand and rocks in the middle of the river.
And
like there's no trees. Like there's wind.
Yeah.
So there's not gonna be any, or not as much, mosquitoes and all. And so let's try and sleep there. But like he's on an hammock.
Yeah.
I'm on the tensile.
Yeah.
Those
trees?
two things need
don't
trees.
Pitch without trees.
Exactly. So we don't have trees. So we're just like, okay, doesn't matter. We have the bug shelter. The bug shelter is gonna become our new home for real.
You have to adjust.
Yeah.
We had to adjust.
Yeah.
So second day.
How did it go?
Really well.
Yeah. Okay.
Really well. So second day, we did a shitload of a day. Like we started really early because we can.
Because Matthew couldn't sleep
couldn't survive the bug. So we started really early, like somewhere around 6 or 7 a.m. And the sun doesn't go down.
Yeah. So
you don't see the day going. Like you think it's 8 p.m., but it's like 9.
Oh my God, yeah.
So what we decided to do is, okay, at 6 p.m. we're gonna start looking for a nice place.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the map anymore with all my ABC shelter plan ahead. So we're just gonna start looking, and as soon as we find one place, that's what it is.
Yeah,
like,
there's no other. Yeah.
Exactly. So we find a nice little island, no problem. We test the theory of being on an island with no trees, there's gonna be less bugs, and we're dead on.
It was a beach.
It was a beach.
It was. It wasn't.
It wasn't. You're right. The first night wasn't an island. It was on a beach.
Second night, it was on a beach, but on a long beach on a
far from
on a
the bush.
curve.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
So we were away from.
So that worked really well. We had the like
visitor.
We had a visitor, a little. How do you
little
say
duck.
That? A little duck, like a baby duck, alone.
A duckling.
We're sitting on a
log,
like
this bench here,
having dinner. Talking about our day and how nice. Like we're getting closer and closer to the Rockies. So the view is.
Yeah, it's about to get crazy.
Yeah. It's so, and then there's a baby duck that just walks in.
Just a duck.
Just one
baby duck.
One sad baby duck.
One sad baby duck just walks between my legs and then our legs, and then Matthew's like, and
it just crossed the beach.
He's the blind one.
Just like no idea.
He's not gonna survive the day.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
like
so sad. He's not gonna survive.
He's the one that was banned out of the
Yeah,
family,
exactly.
just walking away.
Yeah.
Black duck.
So day 3.
That night we set up the bug shelter.
Right.
We put
A tarp.
the tarp on the ground.
Yeah.
Our
Make
3
sure there's
sleeping
no mosquitoes
bags.
or sand or whatever, you know.
Our 3 sleeping bags, one beside each other,
Yeah.
not head to toe, one beside each other because
There's plenty of room, 10 in there, right?
yeah, there's a lot of room. But because like now we were in the wind, we're like, how cold is it gonna be? Whatever.
Yeah,
so we
like-
take his reflective
Sheet.
tarp sheet,
yeah.
Yeah,
whatever, and we just set it on top of
over
us.
us. Hoping
And,
that's gonna
uh,
help if
yeah.
something happens, and then it starts in the middle of the night. It starts to rain.
Yeah, but like
But a grizzle.
yeah.
So we're like just like taking our shell, putting them over our face, like I
And
don't
it's
give a
like-
shit. I'm not
Like
moving,
we didn't
you know?
talk to each other, but we all
did
it.
that. Like we just put on the shell over your face.
Because the bug shelter is not waterproof.
I
is it?
know.
Well,
it's
it like goes
meshing.
like this.
Yeah.
too,
It's
yeah.
a four-wall
yeah.
meshing with
But you had a
nylon
tarp over you?
Well, we had the
The
emergency tarp, which is like a metallic
yeah.
rescue tarp. That
Yeah, it's the aluminum part.
Exactly.
That's what you had? It's not the
Aluminum
red
and
one?
tarp.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
yes, it's the red
So-
one.
okay,
so one
so-
side is.
But the tarp
red.
side is waterproof. The water would
Yeah.
Yeah, but it protects the. It's that tarp is not really big.
It's
There's
our
three of
face.
three of
Yeah.
us, so
And it's our
it
face,
covers
right?
like our legs, but not our face and chest. So we gotta put
okay.
like we
Yeah.
just put the shells
see.
on over
And it
our
was
face.
just so like natural. It was
Yeah.
just like
Nah,
I'm
whatever.
not moving.
I'm not moving. So we slept
yeah.
quite well. Good down to sleep. Start the day. Then we're getting like the river just that crazy S
Oh.
shape.
And it
all
gets
the time.
getting bigger
Exactly,
and
and-
bigger. Like
And every time it brings you closer to the Rockies, like
Yeah.
closer and closer, and they're like the views.
That would be insane.
Oh.
They're
From the
becoming
river, yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Like you're
Matt,
like you're
it's
feeling
already-
so small against that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's already fantastic when you're driving up to it.
yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
going through it and you're looking at it like, whoa.
Yeah.
But like on a river
Yeah.
in such a vulnerable position, like it'd make you feel so small.
Yeah,
Oh.
I felt like I was in Lord of the Ring.
Yeah,
like, honestly, I
exactly,
was like,
exactly.
this is so big. I'm
Because
I'm
we
way
s-
too small for
yeah,
what's going on
yeah.
around me, you know.
Because even like the
Keep talking. I'm just gonna grab it. I think I set a battery for the light. That's why it's flashing. But keep going.
even like the scenery, other than the mountain, like the trees were changing.
Mm-hmm.
The river was getting wider and wider, and the curves were getting bigger, and it was making like an S and almost touching each other, right? Like,
Yeah.
we
Okay,
could
you-
almost see.
If you had someone else on the other side, you could speak to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
at that point, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's that day that we kind of got the hang of like, okay, let's go on the inside corner. Like
Yeah,
we
that's
kind of figured that after it turns left, it'll turn right.
Oh, but
And-
we skipped
Meandering like through the whole friggin'
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
skipped a funny thing. Matthew has no experience, as we said, and I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure.
Yeah.
I
Keep
gotta
going.
make sure that I make fun of him in a ways that he doesn't get or
Yeah.
like see coming. So on our second morning, if we go back on our second morning, there's a lot of waves on the river. Like there's wind, there's like a little bit of rain, not really, but mostly wind and small waves. And Matthew is not too comfortable with the fact that there's wave and
Because it was
So,
yeah.
But they were
and-
supposed to stay flat. the whole time.
exactly. And Al and I are wearing walkie-talkies so we can talk because we're two canoes. So I just
In
made
case you
sure
get separated.
exactly. So I tell Matthew, Al told me because he reads the river really well, he can see the current and like where's the best place to be on the river to get the maximum of it, you know. So I tell him, Alain told me we got to cross the river and the waves and all because that's
it's raining a bit.
because that's where the current is gonna be really good for us. Matthew just starts
Giving her.
paddling, giving out of his best, fighting is the fact that he's frightening from the wave
Yeah,
and there's the wind in his face and the water, and I'm literally behind, steering, doing
That's it.
nothing. doing nothing. And at what point we're like in the middle of the river at this point. And
It's a big river.
At this point, the river is pretty large.
Yeah.
And Al calls me on the walk. He's like, "Where are you going, guys?" And Matthew just stops. What? I'm like, but I think we went a little bit further than what Al really wanted. He never told me anything. I just wanted to Matthew to sweat. So that's the first time I could trick Matthew. So we went back and joined Al and keep going and
Stop.
He just stops, dead stop. So then we beat like the storm.
Yeah.
And then sunshine is there. It's a nice day. We're paddling. We're having a blast. We're talking. And I'm like, oh, guys, I remember in the middle of the river, like really in the middle of the river, there is a national camping site.
Oh, okay.
So
Have we passed? No.
No,
Yeah,
we haven't
no.
passed at this point. So I'm like, at the middle of our trip,
Yeah.
in 6 days, we'll stop there and try to figure out what's going on. Can we recharge our phone? Can we?
Yeah, that's a great resource.
Let's do this.
So that's one of our national parks in Canada?
It's not a national park. That's
No,
the thing. That's
it's a
really
territorial
weird.
park.
It's a territorial park. So we stopped for dinner at a really nice place, like a really nice little island. We keep going. Day 4. No, day 3.
Day 3.
Now, we stop on a really nice island. No, not an island. It was on a shore. We stopped on a shore. Nope, I lied. That's day 4.
The days are all blurring
the
together.
days are blurring together. So, day 3, we find a really, really nice island. Yes, I still have the GPS coordinate of that island because it was another world.
Yeah, in the middle.
In the middle of the river, which is super big at this point, really large. It's an island of sand. Like half of it is an island of sand, and the other half is a forest. And it's a big island, and the area of sand is huge.
Wow.
It's like this. It's bigger than the size of this island that we are on. Like it's huge, and there's logs, like old logs. Oh yeah, the light's flashing.
Well, it's flashing. I'll turn it off because it'll bother the recording, so it'll be darker for the rest of it. But it's kind of neat as long as we can keep stoking the fire.
Hey, we'll do that for sure.
All right, so
So, really nice island. There's logs, old logs that are like white at this point because they haven't touched water, bone dry, because the sun doesn't go to bed.
Yeah, it's just going.
So, and there's bison trace everywhere, like where they lay, where they step, where they crap. Like huge. Like that's actually really
we call
impressive.
them
like think of a plate.
Wow.
Think of a plate that you would eat.
Yeah.
That's how large it is.
Wow.
You know, it's a. So we're like, okay, that spot is crazy. Like it's amazing. It's a huge island in sand. You can almost be like in the far west, seeing like the little wee thing going on. Then you got the river. Then you got the trees. You got the mountains, and then you got the sun bouncing on that thing. It's midnight. We're by the fire with sunglasses.
That's sick.
And then
sunglasses.
And then like we're sipping our water because we didn't bring any alcohol.
No.
Like it's
no time
exactly. So we're having like our 2 olives.
Yep.
Because we need
That's
this.
the only drug you can have.
Exactly.
Having our olives with like a tea. And just looking at this, and Al and I are looking at each other, and we're just like, "This is
real.
This is out of this world."
Yeah.
And Matthew does not realize how insane this is. He enjoyed the view and all. He's like, "Yeah, this is awesome," but he doesn't get that.
No,
You'll never have this. This does not exist.
You ruined him for life.
And we apologized to him. We told him, we're so sorry that on your first trip you got to have the best because no other trip's gonna match this.
I've never had a site
like
as nice
it was
as this
just
spot.
completely out of this world. And we noticed, like at the other side of the island, there was like a shining thing on on the shore does not look natural when something shines.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we're like, okay, we'll have a look tomorrow morning. Let's just go have a look. What that is that?
Yeah.
Is it like a cottage of some sort? Because there is some that's possible, you know.
Yeah.
So the next morning, we went. The current is really strong.
Yeah.
We missed the boat entrance of that thing. There is an actual
Boat launch.
We missed it by about, like, I don't know, 15 meters. So, like, Alain gets out of his boat,
Starts walking
with water, like, over his knees, you know,
But
like
crazy
by the
current,
shore.
like 10.
Yeah. And we tried
Well,
to get to the boat launch, but
the
we were
current-
fighting the current and we couldn't.
Because we didn't know there was going to be a boat
Yeah,
launch. We had
yeah.
no idea what's going on over there. We just saw a shiny
When
thing.
we saw
like
it,
the
we
day before.
tried and we didn't get to it.
So I just told Mathieu, because he's up front, I'm like, Mathieu, you got to get up. Put your paddle at the really front of the boat, use it as a stick, and pull the boat till we get to the boat launch. And then Al is behind him. And so there's first canoe with me in it, and Al walking behind. And Al is just looking at me because I'm still sitting in the canoe while Mathieu walks like, yeah, some have it good. I'm like, he didn't ask me to get out of the boat. I'm not going to get out if he wants to carry my weight. I mean, and Mathieu just again stopped. Really? Like, oh, man. I'm like, hey, you got to learn, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So finally we discovered this place is the campsite.
Which is about in the middle.
Which is about in the middle of the
And
river.
you're in day.
We're day 3.
3.
Well, day
Yeah.
4 at that point. It's the beginning of day 4.
Yeah.
So we're just like, what the heck? We planned 12 days on the river.
Wow.
And it's day 4. Like, how fast are we going? What is this?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I planned that we would go about 6, maybe 7 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
The river itself goes that speed, and we're paddling.
Yeah.
So we're going really
Yeah,
fast.
you're double. Yeah.
So anyway,
Even when we stop.
Yeah.
No, it's just like we'd stop for a snack, but like
Yeah, and just go down. Yeah,
and we
you
just
wouldn't
go
stop.
down.
Yeah.
Like when you do
like
that
we'd
in
eat
real
in the
life,
canoe.
Yeah.
it
You know?
doesn't.
Well, unless you do that Vian Noir or the
Yeah.
river,
Yeah,
there's
exactly,
some that
but,
goes on.
like-
Yeah. Those are the fun. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
super fun.
So we talked to the people over there. Like, it's really interesting. It's a guy from Montreal that owns the place.
Yeah.
Or runs.
He's married to
He owns a
local-
Territorial Park.
Well, he
Well,
runs
not-
it.
he runs it.
He
Oh,
lives
runs
there.
it, okay.
He runs it. So he married a gal from the areas, and that's where they live. And there's like 3 cabins. That was the
How
part.
many parties does he get a year?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
have
But
no
I know
idea.
that when we met the guy, he was by the fire doing bannick.
This is the morning.
This
Like
isn't a-
it's
it's like-
early.
It's like 9 a.m. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
doing some bannick bread,
For who?
and there's for himself and his wife,
Nice.
and there's just that huge magnum gun on the table.
On the picnic
Oh,
table.
on the
for
picnic table.
wildlife,
Yeah.
probably.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
I mean it's not really welcoming.
And it's totally plausible that you would scare him, right?
Yeah.
If you
yes.
say
Yeah.
hi, he'd be like
exactly.
all freaked out.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
what are you doing?
So the one kid is in a high chair by the fire. Well, there's only one kid that we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in a high chair, like having breakfast, bannock for breakfast
Sure.
outside,
By
like
the
just
fire.
whatever.
They're
by
okay
the
with
fire.
the mosquitoes?
They're
Yeah,
okay
they
with the
didn't-
mosquitoes, and that side was very windy, like
Yeah.
very windy. So
So it was
anyway,
Mosquitoes weren't that much of an issue, but we asked him like, can we charge your phone? He's like, what is your phone, guys? We're like, well, we have an iPhone and we have like an Android phone, so USB or like the
Yeah.
cable that
Yeah,
Apple's use, whatever. It's like, oh,
lightning cable.
I think I have something for
an Android phone, like a USB cable. We tried a cable, doesn't work. The cable is broke.
like it works, but it
Because
doesn't
they
work.
don't have much electronics up there,
No,
right?
Yeah.
they don't. So we're like, okay, that was like our big. This is gonna make everything okay. We're gonna
Yeah.
be able to charge the damn phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, this is not happening. So we asked the guy, okay, well, this is our destination, Fort Simpson. Like, how far are we from Fort Simpson? If we're halfway down the river, he's like, a good day. If you start early, a good day. I mean, what do you mean a good day? I mean, it took us 4 days to do half. What do you mean a good day? You know, it's like, oh, it's because you guys were in the S section. Now it's pretty straight, and there's current. I'm like, okay, but is there like white waters, rapid? No, there's none of that. There's none of that. Okay, so you're the second guy that tells me that there's none
no
of that.
rapids. Yeah.
Perf.
He's like, you'll pass by a river that flows into
The Laird.
The Laird, and right there's also like a crossing, like you'll see like a highway crossing. Like there's no bridge, but they use boats. So at one point
you'll see, you'll see like where the boats are, and you know that you're like about 30 minutes
Okay.
from your final destination.
Now, did that guy ever go down that river? Would you know that?
Yeah, for sure.
Is that how they go back into town, or
Yeah.
canoeing? Or?
No, like
They have
with motorboats. They got motorboats.
So it takes
Go
them,
up
like,
the river.
Yeah.
When you
Go,
think about it.
That's how they travel back.
Yeah. So
Okay.
even though if they go down to Fort Simpson, it's like they have to go back up the river, and against the current, that's pretty strong. So no, it's all motorboat. So we're like, okay, let's start.
A good day.
It's gonna be a good day. Matthew's making us sing songs, and it's gonna be a good day. We're just paddling, working through it, like enjoying ourselves, having a blast.
It's a nice day.
It's a nice day. Like even the silence is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, it's really good.
Stop for lunch.
Stop for lunch on the shore.
Yeah. It was
And
our
then-
usual.
Yeah.
Set up everything, whatever. Having
Boil
lunch.
water, put it in the pouch,
We each had by that time we had each our own.
You know what to do.
Our own duties.
Our duties. Start to eat.
Yeah, and then I'm like.
And then Al says,
"There's a bear."
What?
A real bear
And
too,
yeah,
right?
real bear. Black bear.
There's a black bear.
No, but like I mean a bear that's for sure have never seen a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like a real bear.
For sure. But I just say casually, like,
hey guys,
there's a bear. Like it's
Hey,
maybe
wait. What?
50 feet away.
Wow.
But
on
like
the same shore of us.
Yeah.
Drinking water, and we're eating.
Yeah. And then they
we're
turn around. No.
I said to the guys, because I went for my blade. And
But first, even then, I said there's a bear, and you guys said, what?
There's a bear.
And then like there's a bear, and then they turn around, and he went for his blade,
I went for
whatever,
my knife.
and I just called a yak. Like,
Yeah.
just
Hardcore.
hey, and it just looks right up at us, and it just runs up.
Oh,
like
it
it
terrifying.
had
Like it.
never
got
seen a human,
scared
and
because
I don't
we
think
were
it
downwind.
wants to.
Yeah.
So he didn't scent.
Yeah,
he
you
could
can
scent,
smell you.
Didn't smell
Like
us.
that bear is the guy that comes back to the park and said, "I saw a UFO."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I saw a UFO.
I saw UFO. What the heck is this? So usually it would take us about 30 minutes to pack up everything in a canoe. I can tell you, 2 minutes and a half we were in the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we were like, okay, this happened.
Yeah.
So we saw a bear. Okay, like freaking 15 feet from us.
At least that black bear didn't run away because
a grizzly would have attacked us.
Yeah.
Well, I watched a documentary of these crazy guys on YouTube that did this bike rafting trip where they had found a way to tear apart their mountain bikes. They were up north in British Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
They biked up the old railway that went to one of the mines that had a major disaster.
Crazy, okay.
Yeah, and then they did a whole river, and it was like a 360 loop because they had a bike they could kind of carry around. Anyways, they saw a grizzly on the shoreline of the river. They're paddling, so they stopped on the other side of the river to take pictures, right? Because they're there to make a documentary, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. They're on the other side of the river. Grizzly starts to charge. you can see them like it's so impressive. And
That
so this-
thing is quick.
And so they jump back, and I guess it wasn't as deep, or maybe it's as deep, and it can just swim as fast as it can run, or whatever it is. Like, they were chased down by a grizzly, and you can hear them talk after, like, all shaken up. So you got lucky with the black bear. That's my point.
Big time.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Not
And that
complaining.
day we saw 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were on the river this time, so
Yeah.
we just saw them on the shore. At one point, I've seen, how do you call that? A moose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen a moose. But I was like, hey guys, there's a bear. I'm like, there's a moose! You know, super excited. 2 seconds, the moose is
I didn't
gone.
get
Guys
to
turn
see
their head. They can't see like trees branch going like this, like this.
I didn't see a moose.
Yeah, so
I didn't see a moose.
Al is just like, thank you. That was really great.
perfect.
Cool. That's funny. So yeah, 6 o'clock. We're still like, man, we saw a bear. We saw 5 bears. I saw a goose. Shut up, Pierre. You know, like.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? The sun doesn't set.
Yeah.
He
Go home.
said.
He
One
said
day.
one big day. What about we don't stop?
Yeah.
Let's just go through the night.
Yeah.
Keep paddling. Have dinner on the boat. Let's just tie the boat to each other. Have dinner on the boat.
Tie the boats together and
Let
just,
the current do his
Sorry,
job.
what was your method of cooking?
We had dry food. So
Yeah,
we
so
just boil the water. So
on the boat.
basically
On the boat.
Okay.
Boil the water on the
Okay,
boat,
on the-
and you know.
So that was our decision for that night.
Yeah, we're
So
like,
let's have
let's,
supper.
we'll
You
get
just
to
plowed
say that
through.
we freaking paddle like 15 hours or 16 hours
Yeah.
through the night, and just
Yeah.
What
yeah.
epic story?
what
is
epic
that gonna
story
be?
to say.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? That's at 6 p.m. We started our day at like 8 a.m.
Yeah. Man,
So
you're
at
already
9
deep
o'clock,
into it,
yeah, at 9 o'clock p.m., we get in this kind of canyon. Walls of rock. Each side of the river are about 100 feet high.
Oh wow,
Yeah, like
that's impressive.
that's
huge,
it's super
huge.
huge, impressive, and there is rapids.
Now,
Yep.
nobody's ever done that river.
Like, what the heck's going on? We
Yeah.
talked to the locals.
Yeah.
2 different people.
Yeah.
They're like, there is rapids. And I'm like, Mathieu is in the canoe. He's sitting on front. When you're in rapids, you know it.
Yeah.
It's the guy up front that takes the lead.
Yeah.
Because you see the rocks.
Yeah.
You know how to steer left and right and take control
Yeah.
of the direction of the boat. You have to do that because you're the one seeing what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
He's never canoed in his life. So that's not gonna happen, you know, and
Yeah.
I know it. So I'm just like, okay, Mathieu, you're gonna do everything I say. You're not gonna ask question. You're just gonna do everything I say when I say it, and like,
'Cause there's
no,
no
please
stopping.
and thank you. There's no stopping. The waves, you gotta understand what's going on. The waves.
So at the waves, there's different types of waves.
yes,
Okay.
There's the waves that they were going towards,
which were
which were
quite violent. Let's say
I don't know, 5, 4,
Yeah.
4,
Or an
5 to
R3,
4 feet
R4?
high.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never really done
Yeah. Okay. You've never.
white water, but you know, 4
Yeah.
4-foot tall waves,
It was just rolling.
and and we're in canoes, and like this stuff is just in the canoe, like it's.
Not tied.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And then I like see like on the sides, it's not as
bad.
bad.
It's about like a foot or 2.
And there's no big rocks, like it's not,
Yeah.
you know. Anyways,
But
Well,
you're in the moment.
but we're
Oh, man.
but like they're in the middle of the river, and the river is like
It's
kilometer
large.
wide or
Yeah.
whatever, and I'm maybe I don't know, like only a quarter of the way in the river.
Yeah.
So Alain,
I scream out because
Yeah.
by that time our
Like, you're going.
walkie-talkies are dead. There's
dead.
no
Oh,
way
yeah.
to charge
We
them.
can't
No battery back, you know.
Yeah.
And
So he
I just
screams like-
I just come back, come back to this side,
Yeah.
and
So-
just start giving like I like I don't know if I told you like go right now or whatever, because that was when I figured we were going through rapids
Yeah.
because I saw them. They didn't.
We didn't see them yet.
Wow.
We went in the middle to see
what
what's going on. And yeah, I don't know how, but he saw them before us. So we just like
Fuck you.
bang. No, but literally, we went sideways
and backwards.
and backwards to try to fight the current and just try to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
left and like
You do
retard
a
the
double back,
inevitable.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah, back.
and that worked. But like a minute later, it wouldn't have.
No.
Like that was that close. It was.
And we got there at the same time.
Exactly.
Because I was alone.
He was like 500 meters behind us, and Matthew's in front. He's like, I want to know if Alain is all right. You know, I need to know if Alain. And I'm like, you're not turning your head right now.
Yeah.
Keep looking up. Keep
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for.
Alain.
If he goes in the water, there's nothing we can do for him at this point.
You're
He's gonna handle himself.
Exactly.
or not.
Whatever happened, but there's
Water's
nothing.
cold as.
Water is insanely cold.
Yeah.
And that's my next point. We're in the wave, fighting like crazy. I'm white. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I'm not white. Like I am super brown. So like I'm becoming crazy white. He doesn't know. I'm just like everything is well. You're doing a great job. Keep paddling. Keep paddling. Keep paddling. Stop paddling. Keep paddling. You know, giving it. And he gets like huge buckets of ice cold water in his face. Like the first two, he's just like feeling like a warrior, but you know, like the third one is not fun. The fourth one is not fun. The water keeps coming in the boat, and a week before, like 2 weeks before, we've done you and I the Black River, where I see you and
drown a canoe 3-4 times in one
doing
trip.
the submarine with a canoe because there's so much water going in, and that's what's going on in my mind. I'm like, this is gonna
I know how it
happen.
ends.
I know how it ends, but we're in ice cold water. We got about like 3 to 5 minutes before hypothermia kicks in. There's no one that's gonna come pick us up. You know, I promise.
And we don't know how
I promised
far.
his mom I'm gonna bring him back alive. You know?
We don't know how far. Like there's rapids. We didn't know there was gonna be rapids. How long is it gonna last?
Where
So
and
just like at
where
one
do
point,
I need to go? Like, what's the line in the
at
rapid,
one
right?
point we're like
it lasted
dead.
It lasted 45 minutes. This is a long time to be
like, there was some
anxiety.
High
some
stress.
spots where it was a little less stressful. Those spots, I had.
Okay, so we're two in the canoe. So the shape of our canoe in the water is quite flat because the weight is so well distributed. You know, Alain's alone in this canoe.
So he's up.
He's up, tapping the top of the wave while we're picking and everyone at land. He was 500 meters behind. He just fly by.
I went in maybe 10 feet more like further in the river where the current is a little stronger.
Because you had fun.
You had fun.
I admit I was scared at some points. But at the points where it was a little less rough,
hey,
you're having a good old time because you're not getting water in you.
So there's a point where the wall starts from being a complete 90 degrees and it gives a little. Honestly, like it gives, I don't know, maybe it becomes something like 75%, or 75 degrees. So we both saw that spot on the river, like from far, and we thought, okay, this is gonna be our green zone, our safe haven. Like we gotta see if we can do something
There's
with
no way you
that.
can climb up a wall 75 degrees.
Well, it's actually Well, no. Well, it was quite
45
freaking high.
maybe 45.
No, it was more than 45.
Yeah, it was more. Okay,
It was more than 45.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The pitch of the roof of my house is 45 degrees. That you
45,
just saw.
45 is this, right? That's 45. And because it's half of 90.
Wow.
And 90 is
Sure.
Straight.
So when I'm saying it's like
It was.
you don't need a rope to climb the thing, but it's quite steep, you know.
Yeah.
So we stopped there, put the canoe up
On the road, on the rocks.
on the rocks, walk on top, and there is a plateau. There is flat ground.
So
right
it was
there.
an old and that's one thing we didn't say, but during the 3 previous days, usually at night, we'd hear like loud crashes. So we'd hear
The shore just
would
breaks
give out.
down and give up and goes in the river.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So that sound
the erosion
of
just
trees is the same noise until it hits the river. Then it splashes.
yeah.
But it's the same
Okay.
like unplanned
So-
noise,
So that's there's a plateau. So we
It gave out. The corner gave out, and so instead of being
Yeah.
inaccessible,
That's
it
what this
came
was.
down,
Exactly.
and that's where we went up to camp.
So we go there, put the bug shelter up, start the little fire. There's dry wood, and Alain just looks at me and he's like, "Sit down."
Yeah, you were in operation
You
mode.
start-
I was not operating.
You start turning.
I
in
was turning
circles.
around.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know I have tasks. I know my task. I've been
Yeah.
doing them for 5 days. Like, you just sit down. And Matthew looks at me.
Poor son of a bitch.
The guy
Went
is just
right
like,
through him.
no, but he does not know or understand at that point that we almost died.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
he
know the
doesn't know.
canoe almost went twice.
Yeah.
And I know this was not on the plan, and it was insane. And he was not prepared, and like everything
Yeah.
was going. But I kept saying good things, like you're doing a great job. This is where we want to be. Like keep paddling. We got this. We
You
got
kept
this.
it under control in the
Exactly.
moment.
Even though I was completely white,
Yeah.
like
He's looking
super
ahead.
stressed. He did not know I was like
Okay,
that.
so
So
that's stress,
in his
yeah.
mind, well, that's that. Look, I guess we go in the river. I guess that's what's going on. You get a bucket of ice cold water in your face, and there's like a foot of water in the boat,
Yeah.
and that's that. That's normal.
He's thinking that's just a regular part of
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
when we
Since
go out.
I was not panicking and Al was not panicking, I mean, there's no reason to panic,
Yeah.
right? There is reason to panic.
Man.
This is not
so
real.
so we decided just for fun, we had like flares and bear bangs, and we're just like, okay, we're gonna pop up, like have a little show, but we're not gonna pop up in the air and like really call rescues. We're gonna go pop it down in the river, pretty much. We got a little light show, make sure there's no bear around, like,
Yeah.
Because we're not on an island.
I mean, we're not on an island. We've seen 5 bears today, that's happening. So the next morning, we woke up, and then we find that there is a blueberry field. Like, we basically slept in a blueberry field. We were
Just like
literally
here.
in the garden of a bear.
Yeah.
Like, literally. So we start our day. Water is calmer.
Calmer.
I don't know if it's like why, but water's calmer. So we're like, okay, man, we went through this alive and on
Yeah.
touch, like what? This
So
is
it's
gonna be a
still
good story,
like there's still a bit of white caps, but it's
But
not.
nothing like-
it's not.
No,
it's
we're
not
like we're not stressed.
exactly. So we're paddling, and then
You're almost there by now.
we're almost there. We see the ferry.
Okay.
We've been told about the ferry, and we're like, oh man, we're almost there. Like, we're at the ferry. So I'm like, okay, Al, open your phone. We're gonna text my girlfriend, so
Yeah.
she gives us the phone number of the dude waiting for us at Fort Simpson, because it's
7
in my
days from now.
yeah. He's waiting for us in 7 days.
Yeah.
We're quite early.
So we have no idea if he's even in town.
exactly.
Or whatever.
Exactly, and I'm like, my phone is dead, so like I don't have access to his number because my phone is dead. My girlfriend response to the text is, the name of the guy was Alex. She's like, oh, Alex's phone is dead. And I'm just thinking, how can she know that?
Yeah.
She's in Yellowknife.
Yeah.
That's a 9-hour drive from there, unless he's with her
Oh, I see. Yeah.
in Yellowknife.
And then
I'm
you're
like, oh
fuck.
man, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then Matthew's like, nah, man, you're the guy that drove downtown Montreal during rush hour on Saint Denis Street and find a parking spot in front of the pub. You're that guy. Like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's something else. Like,
Yeah.
there's no bad luck with you with that kind of thing. I
Yeah.
don't believe it. Turns out, the girls have done the Bachelor in 3 days.
Yeah.
They drove back
To Fort Simpson.
to Fort Simpson.
Because
And
they
the-
have a house in.
They're renting a house in Fort Simpson because that's where the guy works,
Yeah.
and the girl works at
I
Fort
see.
Laird. So they went back. They went camping near some super nice
Yeah.
waterfalls,
Yeah.
and they came back to Fort Simpson for a day.
Before going
A
up.
day.
For a day.
For a day.
That
Like
was the
one
day,
night,
you
yeah.
know. So she's like, "Where you guys?" You know. Well, we're like, "We're gonna be there in 30 minutes." Like,
Yeah.
with, you know. She's like, "Okay, he's gonna be there." So, but the thing is, we were talking. We've been eating dry food for 5 days,
Yeah.
and we're just like, "Man, we're craving like a beer and a burger."
Yeah.
We got to the shore. It's a little beach at Fort Simpson. There is my girlfriend there waiting for me, waving at me. I'm like, we are butt fuck nowhere in the Northwest
You're
Territories.
supposed to be like.
7 days ahead of the schedule.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend is there? Like, what is this? You
That's
know,
so
like Matthew's
Yeah.
call was quite right. So
Yeah.
she's like, hey guys, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna sleep at Alex and Emily's place. So we decided to do a barbecue. So we got you guys like maple beer and burgers.
You guys are full of shit, man.
Exactly,
Exactly.
like exactly, like
And
It
we
was
get,
your-
that does
it was
not
your
happen
week.
in
Yeah.
life.
It
Yeah,
was your week.
exactly.
and
I'm
we
like-
get to the house. There's the Alex is there,
yeah,
and all the girls from the Bachelorette
Yeah.
are there.
And they all want to
so-
hear about your fucking trip.
Yeah,
man.
oh yeah,
so-
big time.
And now,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you don't,
Yeah.
you haven't processed it by now,
No.
right?
No,
you're
no,
still
not at all,
confused,
not at
right?
all.
Exactly.
Like, what did we just do?
Yeah,
This
exactly.
was-
What did we just live last night? Like,
what
What was that? You know?
and so it's a full house. So me and Mathieu, Pea, and his girlfriend get a room because there's enough rooms for
Yeah,
everybody
for
else.
everybody.
So me and Mathieu sleep outside in a tent, in a dry tent. It was perfect weather. We got to have a shower,
Yeah,
Nice.
that was
Shower,
great. That was
a
great.
burger.
No showers for
beer.
5 days.
It was amazing,
Oh, wow.
amazing.
And that concluded the whole thing.
And
Yes.
that concluded the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
we still had to go back.
Yeah.
We took our time this time.
We took our time, so we went back to Edmonton.
Yeah,
the same thing.
because Edmonton treated us so well. We had
You
to
went
go back.
back?
We went
did
back.
a repeat.
You
We
did
did
a
a
repeat.
repeat, an absolute repeat. Like, cause we gotta tell, like, we
Yeah,
had to
but
tell
we
now
brought
the trip.
we,
No,
we-
yeah.
like we brought the beer back.
Yes,
that
we
like, you know,
exactly.
You
we
were a gentleman about it. You still
Exactly.
kept her up all night, and she had a rough day the next day at work. But
Yeah,
Oh my god. Yeah.
but then
funny.
that was really funny. And then we went to Hay River and the
Oh,
Great
yeah,
Slave
the day-
Lake, and like and that's funny because at the beginning, the first route we wanted to do was the Mackenzie River, starting at Hay River and the Great Slave Lake.
yeah, I can see.
And then I'm
Oh.
so glad we did not do this.
That lake is
It's
huge.
like
Yeah.
like Lake Superior looks small.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's,
thought the Great Lakes were the biggest lakes in the world.
yeah, that's my point. Like, and it still looks small. Like that lake is absolutely massive. There's 200 kilometers from Hay River to.
It's bigger than Lake Superior.
I don't know if it's bigger,
No.
but it's
Okay.
It's close.
It's close.
Close
you know?
to a like
So
one of the. It could be a Great Lake if it was
the
there.
waves,
Okay, I see what you mean.
the waves.
Yeah.
huge.
We're insane, and I'm like, I'm so glad we did not start here. Like this
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
We
this
would
is
have
great.
went on the river and tipped like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So we took our time and took like 7 or 8 days to drive back because
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
the time and enjoy it. But
What a freaking trip, man.
Yeah.
it was
Camping in
amazing.
Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that. a
There's
little camping.
campsites. And
Yeah.
There's not very many trees.
no,
It was,
no,
it was,
no hammock and tent house.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Man, this is a freaking crazy trip, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you guys got lucky in many ways.
Yes.
And I think you guys also probably took the right decisions at the right time too, right? Like judgment went a long way, but what a trip, man.
And
What
the
a
right
trip.
mindset.
Yeah.
Because
the right mindset, and I
and
gotta-
everybody was on the same mindset
Yeah.
as well, right?
So now you're telling me if you I mean, I could have gone because it was only 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, but it was still like 3 because there was 5 days to go, like 4 days to go, 7 days to come back, and 5 days on the river. But still, so we had a shitload of food left.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're still eating
I'm still eating
You're still
some
eating
stuff
Oh,
that's not as good, but you know that's why it kept so long.
But you said like we got lucky a lot of times.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We did take the right decision at the right time. I believe that very much. But again, like there's a lot of mistake that we've done, like big mistake. How come we did not have a hotspot?
Yeah.
How come?
Like you mean like?
How come all the electronics, like how come all the battery packs were in one bag?
Yeah.
How come like everyone should be responsible for his?
Yeah.
You know. And like yes, it was my fault, like big time.
Yeah, but
then when you think about it, okay, everyone should have his own, and then that's just you don't put all your eggs in the same basket, you know. So it's just like stuff like that. Having an actual map, like a physical one, you know. You know, like have a map, have a map.
Yeah. Compass
or a printout.
Although the compass would have worked that much that north. Probably.
It would have helped us. Just it's a river. We know it goes up north,
but at least there was the mountains.
Yes.
So we knew we were going north and we were following the mountains. So it wasn't nearly that, and there was only one river.
Exactly.
Man.
So like we've learned a lot, but again I must say that's insane. Like Mathieu and Al never met each other, and not only like you're stuck with someone for 24 hours a day for 18 days.
Yeah.
But you're also like living crazy, intense,
stressful emotions,
life survival situations.
Yeah, some
like,
of the craziest emotions you'll ever experience.
Exactly, right? Like, and everyone responded so well.
Yeah. You also had to, right?
Yeah, but it's not everyone that gets that.
I understand,
you know?
but you
that's true.
No, you're right, but what I'm saying is that the reality is you had to.
Yeah.
There was no other option.
There was no other option. And you know what? You'd ask me, would you do this trip again? I wouldn't hesitate a second.
Yeah.
I would drive that 51 hours in 4 days again, and you know,
leave behind and bring different equipment.
Yeah.
But for sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, Frey, I think we already did an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, we did an hour and a half.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, guys.
Hey.
This is freaking. I'm really happy. I didn't know about all the details of it. That's freaking awesome. Good for you guys.